Monday.com overview project management tutorial for beginners. In this video, we're going to be talking about Monday.com and how Monday.com will allow you to be the most incredible work or project member out there, because Monday.com allows you to have the best project management skills out there because of its great features, its great capabilities, and ease of use. And we're going to be talking about it all in great detail. And by the end of this video, you will have an amazing idea of how project management works and how it works specifically on Monday.com. So to start things off, what we're going to be doing is we're going to come to Monday.com over here, right? So as you can see, this is how a Monday.com's project management board is supposed to look like. Pretty simple and pretty straightforward, right? But this is not how it's going to look for you. Let me show you what it will look for you. So I'm going to go ahead and add a board to my workspace. All right. You can go ahead and add a new project if you want to, but I'm just going to add a new board. And I'm going to name this board new project board. Okay, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to keep it on my main. And what items are you managing in this board? You can, choose. I'm going to go with projects, and I'm going to click on create. Now, once we click on create, it's going to go ahead and make a board for us totally from scratch, which looks like this. It looks pretty incredible, right? It looks pretty nice. And this is what you're going to get when you sign up with Monday.com. All right. So Monday.com basically goes ahead and allows you to get the best working ethic possible. And I'm going to show you how. So to start things off, first of all, let's discuss how you're supposed to name your boards. So if you want to change your board's name, you can just click over here and edit it. Pretty simple. Okay. Then let's talk about how groups work. So these are groups over here, right? So this is a whole group. This is a whole group, and you can actually add new groups for different types of project sectionings, right? So this is one whole project board. In this project, let's say this project is about coding, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write front end. Okay. This is for the front end coders. This is for the backend section of it. And finally, I'm going to call this UI/UX. Okay. So this group is for the front end coding, this is for the back end, and this is for the user design or the user interface section. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward things. Then moving on, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how you're supposed to add tasks like this. So we're going to click on new project, and look at that. It adds a task for us. And to obviously clear a task, you're going to click over here. Okay. And once you click over here, what it will do is it will give you an option to delete the task as well. And if you click on that, look at that, deletes the task straight away. So over here, what we're going to do is we're first of all going to go ahead and rename these items. So in the front end, let's say I'm going to write color, because I want different types of colors. Then we can come here and write elements. Okay. And then once you write elements, let's discuss on color and elements right now. So if someone opens this up, you can write use blue and yellow scheme in general. For borders, use white. For buttons, use black. Just go ahead and add instructions like this, because when you add a project member into this and they come over here and they click on this, they're going to see that, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So what they're going to do is they're going to start working on the project straight away. And you can actually assign a person to a certain project. Okay, so you're going to come to person, you're going to click on this, and you're going to get all the names of the team members or project members that are available in your space. Okay, that is how easy and simple it is to, let a person know that they're supposed to do this or they're supposed to do that, etc. Pretty straightforward and pretty easy to work along with. Now, moving on, what we can do is we can actually go into the task and we can add files for someone to get referenced on. So you can tell them, okay, so, we're supposed to do this, or you can even attach files in the update section to give them an idea of what you want. Then you have statuses where people can actually give status if they're working on it, if they're done, or if they're maybe stuck on something. Then a due date is also pretty necessary. The due date feature is pretty nice because you can let your team know when to submit the work in, etc. So pretty great feature that I love about Monday.com. Then moving on, you can actually shift different types of tasks, okay? So let's say when color is done on front end, they can send it to UI's team, and UI can obviously replenish the color and work on it more, give it some HTML, give it some CSS. You get what I mean. Now, moving on, you can actually access more views. You know, this is not just one table that you can have. You can have more views and more tables by clicking here on the plus sign. And let's say I want a Kanban view for myself. If most of you are, familiar with the workspaces like Trello, you definitely know what this is. So what you can do in a Kanban board is shift things around for yourself if you want to. So let's say I want to shift it from done to working on it, just like that. And we can go ahead and customize things easier as well. So pretty fun stuff to have for yourself. And you have more and more views to work with as well. This is not just one view you have. So just go ahead and use whatever works best for you, just to give yourself a good and clear idea of how these things work. All right. Now, moving on, once we've talked about this, you also have integrations and automations. So here you have integration. If we click on it, you can integrate with different platforms. Now, obviously, if you're working in a project management space, you're definitely working with team members, and to communicate with them, you probably communicate on platforms like Slack or Microsoft Teams or maybe Gmail, Zoom, all these places. So let's take Slack as an example, right? So if you go on Slack, you have all these different integrations that you can add. So if you integrate or sync your workspace with Slack, you can actually go ahead and use all these features that it gives you. So let's say when date arrives, notify user. So what this means is that when the due date finally arrives for the people, you could notify the user that the date is here. This is pretty standard and pretty basic stuff to have in your board. Okay, and moving on, we have automations. And automations are something where you can create custom automated workflows where an AI basically does all the things that you should do, but you don't have to because it saves a lot of time for you, right? So you can simply go ahead and to create custom automation. And let's say I'm going to go to when this happens. So I'm going to go with when status changes to something. Okay. When status changes, let's say stuck. All right. Then you can actually go ahead and give a notification. Okay. So, hey, check board, someone is stuck. Okay. And you can actually go ahead and send this notification to any person who's supposed to fix these issues. And you're going to create an automation. And now, anytime someone goes ahead and says that they're stuck on something, the person who's assigned will, as you can see, get notified up here. So look at this. Hey, checkboard, someone is stuck. How incredible is that? So these are automations, and automations just make your life much easier and much more simpler to work with. So yeah, that's the main idea of Monday.com. Now, if you enjoyed this video, drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And do let me know down in the comments below if you're going to be using Monday.com as a project management solving solution. Okay? But yeah, that's pretty much about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.